Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite lover girl, and we're back with another video. Heal, learn, love, grow, and maintain. And today is something I've been looking forward to doing. And today we are doing a book review. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this video. So anybody who knows me knows I love to read. I take myself to the bookstore not too often, but often enough. And when I do, I get multiple books at a time. I actually am planning on doing this on my vacation. And you'll see my pack with me video before this one. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Anywho, I'm so excited to be doing this book review with you guys. So I'm going to break down each book one by one, rank them 1 out of 10, and tell you what they're about and why I actually picked it up and why I like to read it. So let's go ahead and get started. So the most recent book I just finished is called This Is Where It Ends. This is by Marquis Nijamp. I hope I'm not saying that right, but it's Marieke. Last name is Nijkamp. So honestly, this book is a great read, but I can't lie, it is a sad read. This book is actually about school shootings, but it gives you perspective of 4 different people. The reason I picked it up was just because, one, the title brought me in to want to read it, and 2, I feel like seeing a perspective from 4 different views about the school shooting was actually really interesting. And I finished reading this book in literally 2 days. It is a sad read, and it is kind of a difficult read if you get really emotional, but it is such a great book. And I have to say, reading the story about all 4 kids in this gives you a whole perspective into the mind of somebody who may, be in this situation. But again, this is a good read. The next book I recently finished was The Other Black Girl. And it's funny because I seen one of my favorite TikTokers had put this in one of her books to read, and I had already bought it, but I didn't start reading it yet. And I finally read it, and it's so good. So basically, it's about women that work in a publishing company, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Promise you, I did read this book, but I read so often, and I'm actually going to reread this one because I was a little confused throughout it. But basically, the concept of it was she was competing in her mind against another black girl, but basically it's they only have room for one type of black girl at each company, and it was a whole thing. So if you're interested in something like this is a good read. But yes, this one was highly, highly recommended by a TikToker, but I had actually bought it before I even saw that video, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this book, and I'm definitely gonna reread this very soon. This book honestly shocked me because I read the title and I was like, that seems interesting, but I'm not sure if I wanted to read it. This is called In 5 Years by Rebecca Cyril. I'm sorry, this one was by Zykia Delilah Harris, the other black girl. So In 5 Years was about this woman who had a dream about her marrying somebody else, but she was in a long-term relationship with her current partner. They lived together. They had lives together. I believe she was a lawyer. I finished this book pretty fast too. And in the end, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but I'm going to say you must read this one. This is such a cute little read. And I love the concept of it. And again, it was a quick read for me. But it definitely shows, about what dreams mean to people, how they can come to fruition, her relationship with her parents, her boyfriend, her best friend, her boyfriend, and everything in between. So this was such a good read, and I truly, truly enjoyed it. Another book is another kind of love story, and it's called If You Just Say Yes by Rian Laudout. I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't read these people's names. But this is the book. The first name is spelled Reon. Last name is spelled Laudat. This book was also really cute. It was about these people who work together at a publishing company. Again, they worked for a paper, basically. She was a journalist, and she ended up being moved because they were concerned about her relationship, and she ends up falling in love. But again, good read. I read this book pretty quick too. And as you can see so far, these books I bought within at least 2 months of each other. I bought all 3 of these books at the same time for my birthday. I'm actually, like I said, I'm going to get more. I'm just obsessed with reading, and I love being able to read a book a week. I've been challenging myself to read a book a week for the last few months, and I've actually been accomplishing that goal. The only one that I didn't finish in a week was this one, but I had a lot going on. But so far, I've read all these books. All right. So now we're going to get into some older books that I've read previously, but again, these are really good reads. If you have not heard about this book, have not seen this book, you must be living under a rock. And I promise you, this is such a good read. This book really pushed me forward to starting my business. And I have to say, I loved it. It's called You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. Highly recommend this. Even if you're not wanting to open a business, just for you to get out of your mind, this is a great book. I actually gave this book to one of my friends, and they read it, and they said they grew from it too. So I have to say, I recommend this book to anybody who is willing to read and you want to grow and do better. Another book I got during my growth period when I was in between therapists and wanted to start, learning myself was The 5 Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts by Gary Chapman. If you have not seen this book, again, you must be living under a rock. My mom actually had this book first, and she had me take the test a long time ago online. But the good thing about this book is that you can take the test in the back of the book as well, and it tells you your love language. So it really taught me a lot about myself and how I love and how I give love and how I need to receive love. So I have to say, if you're looking to grow, again, this is a great book to read, and it teaches you a lot, not only about what you are like in relationships, but how you are with yourself. So I definitely recommend this book. Now, this book is technically not mine. My mom let me borrow it. I do need to give it back to her. Probably try and give it back to her this weekend. But this book is by Sarah Jakes Roberts. This is called Women Evolve. Break up with your fears and revolutionize your life. Again, another book when I was on my self-help kick that I enjoyed reading and learned a lot about myself. I have to say, through these 3 books that I've just mentioned, I have taken the time to reflect on my life and learn about what I need to do in order to improve. I'm 25 years old now, and I know I still have a lot of growth and learning to do, but I can say I've seen a change in myself within these last 2 years, and partially due to those books, but also partially due to me taking accountability and me doing the work on myself outside of just reading and really journaling and working with my therapist and really trying to figure out why I think the way I think and why I move the way I move and how can I do better in all aspects of my life. And I can see that change, and I'm so excited to share more with you guys as things fall into place. But the last book I want to share with you guys is actually Will Smith's autobiography. So it's just called Will. I watched his whole YouTube series before the book came out, and it really drew me in to want to buy it. So I actually went and bought it right after I finished the series, but I didn't read the book. I let the book sit for a while, and I kept looking at it. I was like, you know what? Let me actually read it. I spent the money on it, and let me read this book. I also let my friend borrow this book, and they finished it just as fast as I did. And I have to say, as much as people judge this man, and as much as we forget how we dehumanize celebrities, this book will really explain his thought process and him taking accountability. And I know we've seen other things come out since, his wife also dropped a book. I have not chosen to read that book. I'm not sure if I will, but I have to say, if you are interested in learning more about Will Smith, I personally liked him as an actor, which drew me in to want to read it as well. But this is a good read. I read this pretty quick too, and I loved how he really talked about the stages of his life and, why he ended up where he was and what made him the person that he is. So this was a great read, must say. All right, but I hope you guys loved this book review. There's so many books here that I just went through pretty quickly, but I didn't want to give it away too much. I want you guys to go read it. Again, I'll kind of try to list them down below if I can. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. It helps me out so much. Be sure to follow me on all my socials. Instagram at Alana.Nichelle. Twitter at Alana_Nichelle. Snapchat at forbiddenxx. Did I say TikTok already? Twitter at Alana. Be sure to follow me on all my social medias. Instagram at Alana.Nichelle, TikTok at Alana.Nichelle_, Twitter or X at Alana_Nichelle, Snapchat and forbiddenxx. And be sure to follow my business page on Instagram at Vision11 Events, pronounced Vision 1, but again, Vision 111 Events on Instagram. And I will see you guys in my next video. Remember, much love and positive energy. And remember, knowledge is power. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!